putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you, they was blocking the shine. Now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents, and now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you, they was blocking the shine. Now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents, and now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for your patience. Appreciate y'all sticking around with us here. Hey, how you doing? Welcome back to the ECAC for some more SSBU. I'm Ravishing Ravish, the most ravishing man on the internet, and I'm joined here by my side for a man who gets more condensed every time I see him, Mr. Halloran. How you doing, Hal?
Not too bad, man. Not too bad at all. The most ravishing man. I'd agree with that. That's fine. That's fine. We started out week 1, and I think it's only right that we finish out in the final week. I'm excited to get into the match today, man.
Man, I was about to say, yeah, bro. I haven't seen you for 6 weeks. Hey, how you doing? You doing okay? Did you have breakfast for 6 weeks?
It's been too long. It's been too long. But yeah, I've managed to eat my meals and whatnot. I'm hoping our colleges tonight or universities have had their Wheaties, because I believe we're gonna have a really interesting matchup. On one side, AFC, Alfred State College. This is their first go round, so they have to be veterans by now. They'll have to try to finish out strong here.
Yes, sir. Because on the other end, like you were saying, we also have all the members from SPU as well. They're the team captain Inferno, who was a sub last year. They did play the ECAC this time. Going to lead the charge. All that he will be playing tonight will be playing are Sky, Big Kill, and Anto on their end. So both these dudes, well, both these rosters, I should say, have 6 people on their end, which took you for a loop, I understand. But don't worry, only 3 of them play this. It's the crew battle, baby.
I was just surprised. I mean, that is a crew. When you have effectively a 6-on-6, that is a crew and a half. I think it's really cool for Inferno to imagine joining a team as a sub, and then the next season you're the captain. That is, we started from the bottom, now we're here. So I'm excited to see what this team can be able to do under this leadership.
I mean, he's not playing.
That would be the kick. If you, he should
have promoted himself to the anchor, and I think that's would have been like the real overall upgrade, right? But like, I was a sub, now your lives depend on me. Well, let's see how it all breaks down and more as we head into the game here now. Alfred State versus St. Peter's. We got the Violet versus Captain Falcon.
I am a big fan of Byleth, and the more I see MKLeo do wonders, the more I'm starting to believe in the character. So I'm not at all shocked to see them show up here. I really like Byleth's neutral air against Captain Falcon, so I think a lot of these low percentage exchanges are going to be interesting if Restario can actually get started.
Yes, sir. Like I say, but Sky seems to have kind of complete stage dominance. Like, my man's been absolutely untouched. He's kind of trouncing like Restario. Yeah, this is kind of gross, man. He's at 12%. He hasn't been touched since the game started, and he's playing him. There we go.
Not the start that Alfred State was looking for. That is going to be stock number 1 picked up. Sky looks to be building all kinds of momentum. Violet has a lot of kill power. They're going to have to make great use of it here if they want to try to get back. They went for the spike. I respect it.
So far, the straight hits, but Audio first not giving over. What a string carry over right to the ground and pound. My man just donks him. He could easily make this a 3-0, Hal.
Sky just showing him what the boots look like. Okay, 2 relatively quick stocks here and an amazing start for St. Peter's. They're going to try to close this out and maintain every stock that they possibly can. At 63%, at the very least, it'd be ideal for a starter to be able to take one of these stocks away. Oh!
Yes, sir. I mean, like, he should be able to, but, like, because, like, considering Marath was a spear, you know, it's pretty gross, especially if you get right just to tap on there. It could easily just tip him over the edge, one might say. But big moves like that are what you do not want to attempt against such a slippery Falcon player as Sky, because if he manages to take just 3 stocks into the next game, this looks tougher and tougher for Alfred State.
Yeah, that's going to afford St. Peter's a huge buffer if they're able to pull this off. Stario at kill percent, forward throw on Captain Falcon's not going to be enough to do it, but oh, there we go. That's what we like to see.
Getting a little bit zealous for the offstage play. You should have known it is still a bottle thrice. You can't be going off board like that. You got no projectiles. You try to go for the confirm, my friend. Now you lose a stock for absolutely no reason. Look at what you've done. This could have been a 3-0, yet you've forsaken yourself.
Up B, center stage, not going to be enough. By left, just heavy. Gentlemen's at the ledge. That is going to do it. Neutral get up. Costing Restario. But hey, to be able to get that spike, to have the presence of mind, a lesser player might have just given up or been tilted or whatever, but to see that opportunity, to be like, I can get this spike right here and at least get 1 on the board for the team, that says a lot to me about Alfred State's tenacity. I don't think we've seen into them just yet here.
Like you're mentioning, it's I know we speak a lot about having a clear headspace, especially within Smash 2, and I find in a lot of fighting games in general, allowing your opponent to get in your head is a one-track way to immediately losing everything you had. In fact, over the weekend, I was watching the Red Bull Kumite. I don't know if you tuned into that, Hal. I'm personally a big fan of Tekken, but like, yeah, a lot of mind games going on there. You're literally playing Tekken in a giant cage. Now, if that is intimidating enough, I don't know what is. So from there, keeping a clear head, making sure you maintain composure, and just playing your game, as I think all players should do.
I'm not sure what the ambiance overall is over there at AFC. Or on the other side, SPU, but I hope it's better than cages. I'm sure they're doing better.
I know. I hope they're in a giant cage, man. I'm praying for that. Because you got to remember,
cage,
not only was it... Yeah, bro, not only was it a cage, it was a cage with, like, smoke and red lights around it. So, like, the ambiance there was not exactly friendly. Now, if any of you are fans of the FGC, I think the Red Bull Kumite was a fantastic event to watch if you're... especially like Tekken, but you know what? Watch that after you watch us. We're just as ambient, I think.
I think we're gonna see some fireworks here. Sky going into, I believe it's still Sky, going into the second game now with 2 stocks in tow. One of the really interesting things about this format is there could have been 200% on that second stock, and it's the same net result. I believe he was still pretty low percent on the second stock, so even
he was
just
like
being able
he was
to
like
get
70%.
says a lot.
Okay.
Like
70% on that one, so that on its own is very, very fun. But we'll see if he manages to give up a stock here as well. Maybe this is the challenge. Maybe he's deciding to like give up 1 stock every match he plays and see if he can metaphorically 3 stock everybody he goes up against.
Well, at the beginning of the game, he said, I'm looking for a challenge, and if I remember correctly from week number 1, that achievement has been unlocked this season of ECAC. 1 player being able to go through an entire roster. Maybe Sky's going to be able to pull it off here, but I have faith that K Mullen's going to be able to do some work.
Wasn't that also a Captain Falcon player, by the way?
Ooh, I believe it was. There's something about the boots, man.
Yeah, like...
Oh, no.
That's really unfortunate.
You don't like to see that. SDs in this format can be really hard to overcome. But I did like what K Mullen was doing here in neutral. The offstage is going to have to get tightened up here quite a bit. Up tilt, not able to get a combination off of that. But just using the sword to their advantage to try to stop Sky's momentum. That's the start of this.
This is all there has to be, but we saw Restario Loading up for a solid pot charge and neutral, just try to edge guard against the Captain Falcon, but for now, it allows him to get back on stage. Good shield, not punished off of that. But the reverse Salati goes off stage, and I think they'll both just die. Yeah.
But at what cost? Oh, no, no, no. Was able to get another.
What is this string?
Sky, but
we got. What?
Out here playing up air the game. To the tune of 74% and then some. K Mullen back against the wall here. Back air to the face.
I don't know about you, Hal. My least favorite minigame in Smash is up air to the game. That's something that I don't personally enjoy, but that was a nice little finish. Should have got him off. So like I was saying, I think my theory still stands here. What he's trying to do is he's just trying to see if he can metaphorically 3-stock everybody he faces up against by losing each stock every time he goes down.
If he's able to get the 3-stock here, that's the hat trick for sure. Sky looks to be seasoned and ready for this final week of action here at ECAC. To drop 2 stocks by way of SD. Yeah, you were able to take one of Sky's stocks on the second one, but that is definitely something that has to get tightened up on for the next game. In a format like this, stocks have so much value. To have that happen, it's tough, but there's still a chance here. There's only 1 stock remaining for Captain Falcon's or Sky's Captain Falcon. Maybe we could see the run back. It's going to have to be quite the endeavor here, but AFC might be able to pull it off.
So, considering we haven't necessarily evenly switched people in the lobby either, I want to present to you all my theory. I think that it's not actually 3 people. It's just 1 person playing the different characters. Or, as Hal likes to put it, 3 people stacked on top of one another in a trench coat using either 1 controller or 3 different controllers. Either is a possibility.
You know, Ravish, after saying that, we were kind of joking about that before the start. My thinking has evolved. I think they play the first game, right? The second game, they put on the fake glasses with the big nose. And they're just like, all right. And they just go from there.
That's the kind of stuff I've been doing at Costco, bro.
Oh, yeah. Then the final one's the top hat and the monocle, of course.
Oh, classic. I mean, that's the kind of stuff I've been doing at Costco. Whenever I'm trying to go back, get some more free samples. It's like, would you just cheer? No. You don't know me. Stop it. Like... But it's the Mario.
It's gonna
coming
be
up.
The Mario play in terms of up air the game. Marge Polly's Mario might be able to play that here to great effect, especially on Pokemon Stadium 2. The up airs and up B is a strong combination for Mario. Up to Polly to pull it off.
Yes, sir. And speaking of strong combination already, we start. Like you said, Polly finds a couple strings of his own to start off, but yet again we're back to up air the game. Mario just not big enough to carry, but 6 more of those. Sadly, tries to attempt a campaign of his own, but both will unfortunately fall.
I like the up smash out of shield. Sky apparently didn't decide to run up and grab that second go round. Nice back there. Oh no!
Oh! Yay!
Oh! Marge Polly said, don't. You can keep your up airs. I'm good.
That was
now
kind of sick, actually.
That was extreme. That was a jump scare moment. I'm like, is this Halloween's past? I was not expecting that. It's out of nowhere. It's just like, oh, Spike, hi. I guess because, you're used to a game starting with 3 stocks. So to like within a minute see that final spike, it's just like, it's like, ooh, that looked like it hurt. Okay. Now traditionally in this format, Ravish, you tend to have the player on your roster that can be extremely clutch, that can pull things back and get your team back into the action. And being able to take that final stock in that fashion, March Poly might be building up a head of steam here to take a run, try to pull this back for old AFC.
Exactly like you said, yeah. March Poly maintaining those 3 stocks for himself. So if he could have the same sort of run that Sky has had, then this right now is very, very doable. But if he cannot do so, right, because consider there's 2 more characters ahead of him, then we might be seeing a very tough off-field battle for all of Vestardio's friends. Or, well, March Poly's friends, I should say.
Well, it depends on the matchups. There are a lot of matchups that Mario does insanely well in. I actually feel like Captain Falcon, although the up airs were definitely a problem at the beginning, any character that doesn't have a sword or some kind of big disjoint, I feel Mario can box with them extremely well. So if we end up seeing, you know, some giant sword like maybe a Byleth, Sephiroth, something crazy like that, the chances for March Poly to be able to pull this back get a little more challenging. But the one thing the SPU needs to watch out for, March Poly will do it. They will run off the stage and dunk you into oblivion at a moment's notice. And we saw in week 1 there were a lot of, oh no, you don't get back to the stage for free. The edge guarding is real out here in ECAC.
You are correct, and I believe was getting word that one of the players is having just a couple of problems with their Switch, trying to load into the lobby, so I'm sure we'll try to get that figured out ASAP. But, I mean, until then, you want help? Since we're not too sure what the actual issue is, we'll cut it to a short break, and when we come back, we should have the next set of matches for y'all. See you back here in a bit.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, job that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, job that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
Hey, hi, welcome back. We're back. Hal, you look befuddled, even.
I'm ready for the next game. I guess we're getting ready to go here momentarily. I'm just trying to fix my own issues over here.
You are indeed correct. I mean, that's okay. You know what? I mean, like you said, I think your computer's having a case the Mondays. It's things, something that you just genuinely cannot avoid, but I hope something that they can get over, you know, probably within the next day. I think that would be really ideal.
Thank you for believing in my computer. Appreciate it.
I do. I mean, as a quote from one of my gateway animes, which is "Believe in the me that believes in you." If you can get where that's from, I'll give you $5. I will do it right now. PayPal you right away.
I've heard the phrase before.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
It's an older anime. I'm gonna say it's like
anime?
It's an older anime. Well, not older-ish, so it's like later 2000s. Is when you think about it. It has mechas, but it's not a mecha. That's the final hint I'll give you.
2000s has mecha, but not mecha.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't Evangelion like older than it? That would be my
yeah. Evangelion is like 1990s. I don't know.
Shows what I know. I have no idea.
It's on Netflix too. Gurren Lagann.
Who?
So
okay.
Yeah, so Gurren Lagann is the name, also known as Tenga Toppa Gurren Lagann. It's a. You know what? It doesn't matter. What matters right now is we got a different anime that we gotta watch in terms of Kingdom Hearts. What up against Mario?
All right, March Poly, all 3 stocks intact. All they gotta do is go through 6 themselves. Easy.
Yeah. You've been playing Sora a bunch, huh?
Not really my kind of character. I tend to stray away from sword characters. And the floatiness can be something of an issue for me, but that's not an issue for everyone. Anto's looking to show some of the capability of the last character.
Yeah, because I find Sora's like he's swordy, but like he's weird. Like it's like his kit revolves around like a ton of just setups, I find. But that shouldn't have happened. He kind of just stood there and took it.
That was a setup right there from the start. Forward smash. Oh no, directional air dodge. Okay, I'm getting a little concerned here. March Poly keeping the pressure on. It's still only 40% on their first stock, so if they're able to keep finding these forward smashes, we could see the long run back.
Oh, like you say, my friend, it's it starts like that might not be the exact way to start to do it. Anto just finding the rhythm a little bit, but as setups from there, I find setups and Sora as well are just as crucial. Both of them using their fireballs to trade off but my friend, the Thunder is a little bit farther, and you're going to die.
Going to come up short there. Anto has been able to take one stock. I'm actually surprised we landed on this stage in particular because Mario does so exceptionally well. But March Poly hasn't really had to find those opportunities to get a series of up airs. They've just been able to play neutral, find forward smashes where they need to, so long as they watch out for Sora's up Bs. I think they could get through this final stock.
It would be pretty nice. It's just going to be a little bit about, at least just try to go up against Mario for now, because you've seen that he's doing a pretty solid job of just kind of playing keep away for a while. Giving away too much space. Not going to use the edge guard. Gets set up into the ice though, but can't get the follow-up. Now he's staying alive for a bit too long. March Poly should get this. Yeah! He does it again!
Ravish, I told you. March Poly will come out there and do it. They will go there. They will dunk and hang on the rim.
You are indeed correct, my friend. Our man has them hanging on by a thread. But if we're looking at it, right, although he managed to get one stock, when I saw, I felt like Anto and the Sora felt a little bit uncomfortable, in my opinion. Seems as though they were still trying to work out the kinks of the overall character. Meanwhile, of course, March Poly and the Mario feeling A-OK, and like you mentioned, the stage too, really benefiting his overall play style and the character as well. So I imagine going forward, 2 stocks to 3, not a ton or not the biggest climb, but still one that might be tough considering March Poly keeps playing the way they do.
One of the things that was really curious to me, I haven't really seen that matchup in particular a ton, but it just seemed like Sora's floatiness kind of turned them into a pinata for Mario. The floatiness just allowed those up airs to really connect. But I will say this, I do feel like March Poly slightly got away with one by being able to hang on to that second stock, because that up smash coming out of the Blizzaga, however you want to say it, if the strong part of that hit, they will be on their final stock for sure. So being able to hang on there could be huge, because being only down 1 stock for this final game, it's totally doable.
It's not bad at all, because we saw it. If Sky can do it, then why can't March Poly? Why can't both phenomenal players, take it right to him? But the Byleth might be one that makes things a little bit harder. You were talking about how Mario struggled against Swordies, but on FD as a Byleth, I'm thinking, March Poly might have to do a little bit more.
I'm going to have to agree with you there, because Byleth's range could be a problem. And on this stage, no platforms, nowhere to hide. You and me, we have to have this conversation. I feel like this is one of Byleth's better stages, and we could see an example of exactly why here.
I feel as though what you set up for was a pretty bad example, considering Big Kill took like 6 hits to the face. And he continues to do so as you continue in up B the game. So far, combination max right now 2.
For all the concern about whether or not Mario would be able to do well here, you look down at the percentage, and March Poly looks to be doing quite all right by my estimation. Oh no, these spikes! Ravish! No!
It's actually just all falling apart so fast. right now for Alfred State. Like, this is kind of disgusting. And if this keeps going, not remember, this is their last player. This is it. Like, if they don't get anything out of here, bro, St. Peter just takes us home.
We were wondering if March Poly could bring it back. They officially have. They now have a percentage and stock lead after coming back from the absolute depths. Can they actually pull this off and bring home game number 1 for Alfred State?
Yeah, St. Peter's has to be.
Oh no. Oh,
bro,
no.
My man read that like a book. He knew what he had for breakfast. He poured the cereal for him. In fact, that's how he got that read.
Ravish, it all comes down to one final stop. Will March Poly be able to complete the entire run back, or will Big Kill finally be able to stop this momentum and secure game number 1? Game number 1 literally comes down to a single stop, Ravish.
I don't know, man. I feel like March Poly kind of has it. Like, he's been doing so well. This might just be exactly what they need. Because look, if we're looking at it, all the space being given over. We were talking about how Mario won't do too well to the Swordies. You know how in FD he has to face his transgressions and his demons and battle against them. I mean, he's kind of like kicking their butts.
He has the percentage lead, has the momentum on their side. See if they're going to be able to manage this last little bit of a hurdle. Looking for the forward smash. That roll in would have been devastating for Big Kill. Neutral air can get blocked out. March Poly says, I got one of my own. Starting to get tense here, Ravish.
Uses the recovery to go on stage. All right, March Poly diving into more dangerous territory with this how Skydive previously. But the bounces up from Big Kill might be able to make the difference in percentage, but 85-40, though, not a place you want to be at, especially when your tournament lives are on the line. Yanking for your team is quite a lot, but St. Peter's gotta step it up, or as March Poly could easily just take this home. One good hit will be able to do it.
One thing Big Kill cannot do is get caught off stage with another one of these forward airs. March Poly's on the hunt for those for sure. Fireball, we've seen March Poly doing work here on the edge guard campaign, 120%. I think we're starting to get into up smash territory, so Big Kill has to watch out for quite a bit. Dash attack connects. Can they secure the edge guard here?
Really tough. That actually would have been a pretty nice little side neutral, but can't get that though.
No! Oh no!
Wait, whoa!
Oh no!
I can't believe that's how it ends. Why? How? What happened? What did I miss?
Ravish, there are things you like to see, and there are things you don't like to see. But then every now and again, Ravish, there are things that you hate to see. And I gotta say, man, the entire run back, I believe Sky lost 1 stock per person. So March Poly goes in there and is tasked with going through 7 stocks across 3 players, stacked on top of each other in a trench coat. It comes down to final stock and the SD to close it out. You hate to see it.
It feels wrong.
You hate to see it.
You know, there's a saying that casters have bad vision, which is why we're always so curious to see what's going to happen. But here, I didn't want to see that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. That was. I would have been fine in my blind state. I would have been chilling. Let me go ahead, put on my sunglasses, turn my head away from the screen, and pretend as though these Mondays never did quite happen. In fact, I'm gonna close my eyes, wake up, and oh, Hal, you're here. I think we gotta start a stream, right? It's probably gonna be a great match.
You know, that'd be a nice iteration of reality, but we're just stuck with the one we have right here. And that's gotta be such an interesting pop off for Alfred State, because it's like, hey, we won in a somewhat anticlimactic fashion, but we take those. We absolutely take those. And to be able to secure game number 1 after falling so far behind, I gotta give a lot of credit to that Mario, man. Those spikes were brutal.
The fact that he got them so many times only speaks to his ability as a person. So I'd be curious to see as to how the teams change up their order going into the next game. Before now, we'll cut through this short break. When we come back, we'll have more Smash.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth, years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth, years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Hey, hi, welcome back yet again. Ravage Revs, Alarin. Back for set 2, game 2 for match 2 between these two teams with us two casters. How are you two doing?
I like that. I like that. I am very excited to see game number 2 here between these two teams because I knew going into it, Ravish, we were going to see some exciting stuff. We were going to see some curveballs. We're going to see some excitement, some mayhem, some unexpected twists and turns, but never did I think we would see the entire run back, 7 stocks straight, with the final one being an SD. Such an interesting roller coaster of emotions for both teams. Because at the beginning, you know, you lose stocks, you lose players. It's like, all right, we got to pick it up. Mario comes out to play. It gets wild, brings it all the way back. But St. Peter's, they had such a huge lead. Sky might have to do a little bit more work here. And, so Ravish, we're changing the order. That is shocking to me.
I mean, I'm personally shocked at the Mage Poly switch, but I'm guessing they think, you know what, like, if they just put him in first, then I guess he can get rid of everybody else and we'll try to clean up the rest here. But yo, man, yeah, this is very interesting. Like you mentioned, both of these anchors kind of just fighting it out, like through just taking thing. Consider what we're seeing. If both these dudes die, I really don't know what's gonna happen. Like it's because the other roster has not met.
I think this is a bold choice from Alfred State. See if it pays off for him, Cotton. Because Mars probably went through 7 stocks. That means the other 2 players were able to take 1 apiece off of Sky to take that much of the workload off of Marge Poly's Mario. But to send Marge out first, this is very interesting to see.
Yeah, like I think if Marge manages to actually get this set, that would be on its own like huge, yeah. But I really don't know. I'll be honest, I actually just don't know. Because considering Alfred State should have been able to, I should say, well, St. Peter should be able to adapt a little bit to Marge Poly's playstyle, so he knows that he has to go for those dunks. He knows he spaces well with the fireball, and his neutral game is excellent, but so is Sky's.
Every one of these stocks for Marge Poly is going to be very important for St. Peter's hopes of seeing game number 3 at 150. You gotta think at least stock number 1 isn't long for the world. You saw a lot of explosive potential out of Sky in game number 1. The right up B, the right me. There's a lot how this could change. So far, Marge Poly's managing to hang on and chip away at stock number 2 of Sky.
Like you're saying, you're doing a really good job of it as well. Like you can see that he's not giving Sky the space that he clearly wants to the Captain Falcon for his setups either. He is in his face. But those are also one of the dangers of being in his face.
Sky was like, all right, I'm tired of seeing these boots. We gotta get you out of here on that one. I need to show you mine. Forward throw. March Polly. Oh!
There's no way, man! There's no way!
Oh no! March Polly out here.
Bro.
In boots.
What a guy. Just
Okay.
what a dude March Pauly is, man. That's crazy. Like he actually does this.
Now the big question is, Ravish, can they take this final stock while being able to hang on to their second? They are most certainly at kill percentage right now at 96.8. The right forward smash or something like that could spell disaster. But if they are able to get this final stock, they effectively saved themselves 119% of damage because they'll start out at 0. So this is a huge moment right here.
And you saw that even with 2 stocks, March Pauly ran train on the entire team of St. Peter's. He absolutely rolled over them and smoked them even.
This guy is really fishing for this final hit to be able to claim stock number 2. Good back air, roll out to the ledge, get Sky out of a jam. There's a lot both of these players have to watch out for here.
Oh, yeah.
Back
now
air
we're just
not gonna be
142.
Oh! Roll in down smash?
No. I was about to say Mama gets the grab, but not yet. Now it's the final stock. I think March Pauly should have this pretty handily, although pretty tragic that Sky managed to get both of his stocks. I think he has a lot of working to do if he is to try to continue to at least get, a couple more of these as he cycles through them. But yeah, I don't know if Sky has this anymore, man.
The track that they've been on, you would think that March Polly should be able to close out this final stock early, but we have seen Sky do some solid work at low percentage with up airs. If they get the right combination, they could potentially surprise us here. Dash attack comes through. March Polly is not out of the woods here yet.
Oh, sir. Sky doing a really good job. Just getting like a couple of these sneak hits in, but how much longer?
Getting closer and closer to knee percentage, my friend. Sky will be able to get back to the stage. Takes the fireball. Plays Mario Sunshine for a second there with the flood.
Mm-hmm. That was a hard game to play. Like, really hard one. As is this one here, because wait, Sky could do this. He's at 101. Oh, that was so.
Release.
Ah!
Oh no! Look, man. I said it was possible. I said Sky could do it because not only is this Sky, but this is Captain Falcon. Against Mario, you can die wrong. You can die early in that matchup. Oof. So what a role reversal here. March Polly put everything on their back in game number 1, ran through 7 stocks. Not everything, they didn't get all 9, but those are some long odds to roll through 3 entire players across 7 stocks. To go down here now, because one thing that's interesting is we didn't really see these 2 players, Sky and March Polly, interact too much. There was an early spike at like 40%. So we had no real idea how their neutral would really work over a long format of a game. And I guess we saw Sky was down for a while, but they figured something out in the back half of that game, and they came up big for their team.
Yeah. March Pauly just couldn't land any of the kill hits throughout that entire game, right? You saw that nothing was happening for them too. They went for some pretty big swings, but every single time they're always just a couple of frames off, and it cost them their life. You were mentioning that they were at knee percentage. He just needed a little bit of space for it. And you get the Falcon knee. And now with that, Sky will save himself a couple hundred percentage. And I will go over the next, although with only one stock, but I'm sure he's pretty confident about it because we saw how well he played against everybody else.
They were able to do some damage. See if they can keep this momentum going. We might very well see game number 3 here. The rest of Alfred State's going to have to step up in a big way. They want to try to secure game number 2. The Lucina is coming out. Now, one thing to consider about this is that we saw 2 SDs from the Lucina in game number 1. If they're able to make those adjustments and keep that at 0, they only have to get through 1 stock here. K Mullen could really help their team out.
We're also on a small battlefield too, so I find that okay. I guess they both got a tot to make sure that they good, but yeah, I think with things like this, like you were mentioning, Lucina just needs to do something to get this stock because Sky is a menace to all of Alfred State.
The big thing I'm noticing here, Ravish, is it doesn't seem like K Mullen's able to do too much DI on these hits. And Captain Falcon might be the character you need to be on point when it comes to DI, because if you allow yourself to eat damage you don't need to, if you sit here and make yourself predictable for these knees, Sky is happy to oblige.
Yeah, because with this, like you were mentioning, Sky is taking 65% of damage. Now, I guess Lucina, of course, it isn't too bad, but it's shield break. Oh, big hit there. Of course, she's not in range, but at 93, Lucina can kill here. If she gets the right move, you know, little side sig. Could be nice, but we've also seen upbeat the game up against Sky is when you do not want to play it, but he still managed to get 2 stocks out of this. So, if anything, he's done his job and then some.
So far, it's been my knee the game from Sky. Finds another one. Going back onto the stage, dash attack makes that a short-lived venture.
Oh, looking for the knee again.
And up B that high would do it too. Oh!
Man, K Mullen has to be so scared right now, bro. He's just punishing him. Nice.
Right, K Mullen gets back on. Gramps Sky is not letting up the pressure at all. Good spacing there, doesn't stick out above the stage. But Sky just has to not let anything crazy happen here. Just wait for their opportunity, and a back air seals it. Sky manages to hang on to their single stock. And again, for those that may or may not be aware, there's a thing in Smash Ultimate called DI, which stands for Directional Influence. When you get hit, the way you drift in the direction that you're holding your control stick. So it looked to me like Lucina was not DIing away off of those up airs, which means it becomes infinitely easier for Captain Falcon to not only A, continue up airing you, but B, and more dramatically, it becomes that much more easy for Captain Falcon to find those knees. And that's important, especially in that matchup. That is has a part to play.
Think about it like going with the flow. In Smash, if you're up in the air, you do not want to go with the flow. You must swim against the current at all costs. If you value your stocks. If you don't, hey man, do you. You know, see where the wind takes you, likely off stage. But not the point. What Hal is saying is good advice and sound ones, in fact. You should all listen to him. Because Smash is hard. So small things like these can definitely make a massive difference. And now with Sky getting 2 characters and up against third, this is... It's not even like this is doable. This is more than plausible. Like you're saying, need the game. We could see a round 2 of this.
Well, I'm feeling a form of deja vu here, Ravish, and the reason why I say that is this is not the first time we've been in a situation where there is one player left for Alfred State, and they are tasked with going through 7 entire stocks, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen But then against all odds, they managed to battle their way back. So perhaps that could happen here. It would be quite the story. Otherwise, we will see game number 3. Sky's like, look, we can just end this right here. The way they're going for these knees, the way they're stomping people out, they might try to close it out themselves. But the Byleth could give them trouble. They were able to take a stock before. They presumably would be able to do it again.
Considering their biggest adversary being March Pauly out of the way already, they don't gotta do much of this. I was thinking March Pauly thought he was pretty confident, you know, being able to play Sky, right? Thinking like, you know what? They say nothing, I should be fine. And realistically, that matchup could have gone either way. So we could have been seeing 2 very different characters playing as of right now, but Sky continues to reign supreme and even landed the first hit.
Alfred State's hopes of a 2-0 victory here ride on the shoulders of J-Rod. Are they going to be able to do it? Sky's hoping to say not so much. Up air chain, looks for the knee, cheeky enough. Gets the weak hit that second go round.
Saw trades back and forth. But you can just see damage profile that and the strings that Sky's able to put out. I've just been so much more effective, but that's not too bad. The ability to trade it back, though, I think J-Rod, what I think he wants to try to avoid is, you know, letting Sky do whatever they want. Because things like that is how you get into Knee City.
Going for home run swings here. Down smash was able to get shielded up, as does the side B. Sky has stock number 1 at 120%. It's everything they need to be able to close this out. Ooh! But that down there was connecting, Ravish.
I mean, it was there. He was looking for the dunk. He wanted that. But in between them, J-Rod just needs to keep this stock and somehow still manage to kill Sky. But this can't space him out enough. I want to see them use a little bit more of that spear. You know, that's exactly how they can just play a little bit of keep away against them. Especially if the tip of that spear touches, then yo, Byleth, we know at that range can be absolutely disgustamente. That's a word that I usually made up.
It sounds like it. The opportunity had presented itself there for J-Rod. Sky did a gentleman's combo or attempt at the ledge the other way, and I believe there was room for a forward smash, but doesn't connect. Sky is able to take 1 stock off of J-Rod thus far, and as long as they're able to successfully play this keep away game, they may not be done.
I mean, this is, considering the way they go, they should be perfectly fine. And especially if you look at the rest of St. Peter's squad, right? There's a Byleth on their own team, and also a Sora. So both those matches, I think, might be a little bit tougher for J-Rod, although he hasn't been able to see the rest of the squad. I'm up against St. Peter's. Just across the board, what we've seen from J-Rod, I think things might not go their way. What?
Only the weak hit of that dash attack connects. Leaving J-Rod still to try to find this kill hit. And Sky's final stock, but a knee to the face. You need to sign for this. Same day delivery.
Jeff Bezos, in fact, I think has this on his Amazon choices for what he wants every player to receive.
Amazon algorithm working out here. Expeditious delivery. Down air misses. J-Rod, 83% kill percent, especially on Smashville against Captain Falcon. 99 now. Continues to rack up. Down air would have banished Sky to the Shadow Realm. Look for it again. That's actually how they picked up the stock in game number 1. So I do think that Sky might be looking out for that.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
This is it, bro. This is just it. The 3 stock from Sky. So realistically, if they take on March Pauly, it's just over. It's actually just so done. And now we're at
Release.
1-1 between these two teams.
Revis, the instant I saw Mars Poly, I was intrigued, to say the very least. Because I feel like the formula to success for this team would be to try to set up Mars Poly for as much success as possible, and that means putting their Mario at the back of the line. So as many potential stocks are taken before Mars Poly has to step through the ropes and try to bring it home for Alfred State. If we do see game number 3 here, I hope that's the adjustment that Alfred State makes.
Mhm.
And I two things. I hope we see that. I hope we see some better emphasis on DI. Because even that last throw, I don't know. I think they could have survived that. I think if they were holding left and maybe air dodged right away, Captain Falcon's forward throw isn't the strongest. Granted, that was Smashville, but that seemed survivable to me.
Now, Hal, I think you're speaking some great truths here. Now, I know you may only speak one language, but I think you speak two, and the second one is facts. Because what you've been describing to me is, I know I mentioned that might definitely, with the last throw, it looked like killed, but a lot of factors can go into whether the stock is taken or not, especially up against a character like Captain Falcon. Now, more often than not, although that knee usually does kill, but there are many different ways to survive. And survive is the name of the game for both of these teams now as you go into 1-1 territory. This is get down. I think, you know what? We should be fine considering the players about loading up. We don't have to throw to a break. We can just chill right here.
Okay.
Yeah, just chill right here. We're fine. We're okay. Are you doing okay, Hal?
I'm doing great, man. I'm really impressed with Sky's ability. You know what? I have an idea. I'll share it after the break. Let's take a break, man.
Fine. I guess we will go to break. I'll see you after the break. Bye.
I think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar. I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big. Jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground and the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big. Foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What were you like today?
There's one thing and one thing only that we want to see. That's the player layout. What's going to happen, who's where, and why. I think that's really all I have for me here. Now, Halloran, my bald brother, I know all of our hair is gone to help exfoliate our brain power.
Sure.
But there's some things that not even I can figure out.
If I had any, it might have been pulled out over the course of this best of 3. This has been one tense experience from beginning to present moment, where we've pretty much had it all. We've had March Poly bring things back from the depths and hang on to secure game number 1. We had the shock of the match for me in having March Poly be the lead player for Alfred State, really hanging their hat on March Poly's ability to take a deep run into the team, and Sky stepped up to the plate. Like I said, we didn't really see Sky and March Poly interact that much in game number 1. It was just, you have 1 stock left, I spike you at 40, GG's. So to see them get to play a full, honest match, I thought it would be evenly matched, and it was.
You know, so 2 things on that. I feel as though a lot of our transgressions kind of revolve around March Poly, and I believe for good reason. So and the teams know why as well. But on the other end, if you really think about it, each of these players has only faced 1 person, except Sky and March Poly, who've managed to face 2 people. And there we go. We're finally getting different people facing different people, starting off with the 2 Violets.
What a curious way to start out game number 3 with the Violet mirror match. 3 full stocks apiece. This is the closest you're going to get to just a normal game of Smash Ultimate. The very start of these crew battles. Alfred State, St. Peter's, both teams vying for victory here. Whoever gets the 3 stocks first is going to have a huge lead. Whew.
So far, though, things are going interestingly for both these players. Like, although Anto has this talk. What's the opposite of lead? I want to say this lead, but it's not this lead.
I mean, things are relatively close at this point. There's only 3% difference between them.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's higher on percentage, but I don't really necessarily think that it matters because both these players have a very similar play style, where they both go for big swings, and they both like to get in each other's faces, which I feel like Ballot doesn't normally do.
It is really interesting to see these two players in particular go up against each other, just because, or I guess we won't get to see them go up against each other for the rest of game number one. But I was
Never
just
mind.
saying,
Jokes.
like they were playing very similarly to the like it kind of looked like synchronized swimming in some instances where like, oh yeah, I'm going for forward air. Oh well, I'm going for forward air. All right, well, Spider-Man means point. Hey.
You ever seen that children's show Timothy Goes to School, Aaron?
I cannot say that I have, my friend.
Okay, it might just be a Canadian thing, but in Timothy Goes to School, there were two bulldogs named Frank and Frank.
Well, can I ask you a question real quick?
What's up, bro?
Did Timothy actually go to school?
He did.
Okay.
Timothy was a raccoon who went to school. Yeah, it's okay, cool. But which the thing is here, look, there were two twins. Well, 1% of twins named Frank and Frank, and Frank and Frank did the exact same things. They both had, they both consistently went to school wearing the same shirt but like different colors. And they both said the same thing, me before you, me first. No, me before you, me first. I felt like those two ballots
both of their names were Frank?
Yeah. And they both ate beans for lunch.
I've learned a lot this evening. Let's go ahead and take a short break. Game one will be rounding out sooner rather than later, I'm sure. And we'll get back into the rest of game number 3.
Watch Timothy go.
Another Cloud 2 classic.
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground and the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out to finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 Classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Now we've had some interesting and exciting news about the conclusion of game number 1. J-Rod was able to take the victory and hang on to 2 stocks. That is a huge advantage to start out the rest of these proceedings. We've seen very dominoes like momentum swings where once someone gets 1 stock, they just tend to keep going. Sky can definitely attest to that. March Poly definitely had a run through. So to be able to get through the very first game and have that second stock, that gives you and the rest of your team a lot of opportunity to get some insight to what the second player on the other side looks like. And getting it even 1 stock is a huge advantage to keep that momentum rolling for your team.
You know, I was gonna see how long we could just go without seeing anything. I was wondering if you just go with it. You decided to be a good commentator and just say something. Boo! I don't like that. But
sorry.
Nonetheless, like you mentioned, it's okay. I forgive you. And either way, though, but like you mentioned, right? We did see, already the first match go out. J-Rod only losing 1 stock out of that. But I think we both know the X factors that are present within both of these teams. And if any of them are still alive, then I think we still have a game on our hands. But what I understand, I think they both might have switched to the anchor position just to make it more interesting.
I really hope so. I mean, we obviously have had a change going into game number 3. I really feel like player order has such a huge impact on a team's ability to be successful or not. In game number 1, we saw Alfred State. Each player was able to get 1 stock off of Sky and made things that much more straightforward for Mars Poly to get things going. Like we talked about, that early spike on their final stock put a real short timer on that game. So to switch that ordering around, to have March Poly go from the anchor position to the point position, you're putting three very valuable stocks in a dangerous position. So I think we're getting into the next game now. J-Rod will have 2 stocks to their name going into this next phase. And we are seeing King DDD.
I like that you select that because it reminds me of the song "Do Do Do Do" by Black Mink, but it's not. It's King Did It D is what we're gonna go with in my head personally. I think I think for King DDD, you're either a god or you decide to just pick this character up, and I think most of these players are pretty good with him. That almost landed.
For J-Rod's sake, I would hope Anto's more the latter than being a DDD guy. Ooh! Open wide. Get caught calling for that neutral B. That's not what they want stuck in their face, that's for sure. Got him. That's huge. Oh! Okay. Ravish, we are seeing some interesting turns of events here.
You're not wrong here, my friend. I think definitely some interessante things that are happening currently.
Ooh.
That's Spanish for interesting. So, like you mentioned, the way, things are shaping out. Anto kind of isn't allowed on half the stage because J-Rod keeps doing that, and we're back into this exact same position we've been in 4 different times.
Wait, a taunt? What was that? Another 4, and it gets the stock. Oh no! Oh no!
That's amazing.
J-Rod is coming up big for their team right now. They're being very patient in neutral. It seems more often than not, Anto's going for these neutral Bs and trying to get the suction going in their favor. And all that does is set up huge forward smash opportunities for J-Rod.
Mm-hmm. Because you got to remember, King DD's hitbox is pretty good. Bro, he can wait this out. Yeah, son, what is you doing? Wait.
Anto just misses the back air. Forward air will be able to do it. But Ravish, man, the damage has effectively been done. J-Rod has come up huge for their team. Not only were they able to eliminate one entire player from St. Peter's, they got their second down to a single stock.
5 stocks in total taken. So now if we're looking at St. Peter's, right, we thinking, yo, if they just take out the King DDD, all they got left is March Pauly. And if that player can just get 1 stock off of March Pauly, and I mean just 1, the Sky could definitely come in for the cleanup, because we saw with the matchup before them, considering it came down to just that 1 stock, so a stock advantage there is going to be massive and can easily sway tonight's match results.
We are on a crash course for that fated Marge Polly Sky finale. But hey, you never know. We might see Big Kill, I believe is their name. They might be able to come through here and really shock and amaze. They have to get through 1 stock on King DDD. And then it'll be Sky's turn to try to bring things home for SPU.
Because
the
you can see
DDD
Sky
pick was a curveball from you, though.
I mean, yeah, I don't disagree with you. I was shocked we didn't see more character substitutions before, in fact. I thought for sure we might have been able to see, something switch up here going to the next round, but no, I guess not. The biggest switch up was March Pauly coming going first. But you can see Sky, chilling up there in the spectator stand, so it likely will be that he is going to be the anchor. So now we must wait for what I believe was not the Byleth, but it was a Sora. It was a Sora player.
Right.
That was up next.
Interesting to see how this shakes out. Getting the next player lined up here.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I run, it's like you said, man. Whenever I run into King DDD, I'm like, either this is like a specialist and I'm gonna have a rough time, or quite the opposite. And I would say Anto did a really solid job with the King DDD.
Mhm.
I liked what they were going for. It's just rough that Byleth is like one of the few characters that can Omega punish the neutral B, because the forward smash has the range to be able to get around the suction. So if you're not like super on point about going for that, you're catching a forward smash to the face. And we saw that happen a couple times, but the Lucina's coming in. See if they're going to be able to get this final stock from Anto.
I don't see why not. I think Lucina's pretty good, but I think most of what we've seen for the Lucina play, you know, they've been kind of stuck being run around the ringer of the stage, you know, consistently having to either try to go for these big forward smashes or try to see just whatever hits they can land is realistically what's been a lot of what's going on. Oh my god, I thought for sure they would have recovered. That should have never happened.
Ooh. We saw in game number 1, K Mullen had a couple of SDs, and I was hoping we wouldn't see any more. Unfortunately, right out of the gate, gonna make Anto's life a little easier here. Even if they're able to take one stock, I do think they're setting Sky up for success at the back half of game number 3. So a lot's riding on these next few moments. At 86%, K Mullen could end things right here. Get a neutral B, get a forward smash. Pick this last stock up. Otherwise, Marge probably might have a bit more work to do than they had hoped for.
I'm shocked K Mullen actually didn't punish that huge up B there. That should have definitely gone to the way. Both characters just trading frames at this point, and none of them are dying.
These are some big swings coming from both players.
Playing baseball on Battlefield.
Oh!
There you
Is that back air? It is. So even though they had the unfortunate SD at 0%, they were able to pick things up and get some solid and consistent offense going against the DDD. And that's a big target. That's a big target for the Swords. So K Mullen able to come through clutch for their team, knocking St. Peter's down to just Sky, who has been a thorn in their side. Sky's showing that they're more than capable of coming in here and making magic happen. We're gonna have to do it again.
You know, a lot of it, what it just comes down to here, my friend, is making sure that you land your targets. And I think if you're a character who plays better under pressure, then why not give away that stock? Right? You're only increasing chances for yourself. For me, I thrive off negative reinforcement. So that way I know, hey, I can get better. If they're thinking, yo, 3 stocks is too many, 2, suddenly the pressure's on, I'll perform better. Just saying.
I can appreciate that idea. Running off the stage is not how I would think about enacting that. I think some mental exercises of just imagining you got 1 stock, that works just as well. Because if you're able to do that means if you're able to do that, then that means you got 3 times to have 1 stock. See how that works?
I don't know how. I feel like maybe maybe the imagination isn't that good, you know? Maybe.
Okay. They're thrill seekers out here. Fair enough.
Absolutely, sir. But here's the player that we've all been waiting for. Sky has entered the ring, and now it all remains to be seen how they'll be able to stack up going up against the rest, or perhaps will Mage Pauly truly come in and clean up.
Now, one of the things I did want to talk about with Sky, and I think we're going to see it on display here in a big way for the rest of game number 3, they seemingly are very aware of when their opponent is trying to kill them, and they know what move they're looking for. So Sky just does a really good job of denying back airs and positioning themselves to punish back air attempts. And that's how they were able to stay alive in so many situations before. It is going to be incredibly important for them to employ that tactic here. Bring home the victory.
Sir. Should be really solid here if they are able to continue with those reads, but K Mullen as of right now, it seemed to have stepped the game up a little bit, not just allowing Sky to do whatever they so please. They're not taking the knee swatch that. Oh
no. I don't know. I don't think that's gonna kill, but that is an alarming moment for Sky. Might need to tighten up the defense. Be aware when that neutral beast coming out, because you can get your bubble popped.
Yes, sir. It's you gotta think of your shield like your bubble buddy. Remember in SpongeBob when he had Bubble Buddy? He did everything to protect him.
Every time I see these big moves, I'm just on the edge of my seat, dude.
Like ain't no way they land. But things like that should not have landed. But considering Sky needs to be a lot more careful. He's at 128. Any one of these big swings and you're out of here.
This could be the make or break moment for Sky if they want to be able to secure the victory here. If they are able to take K Mullen's final stock, they effectively save themselves 138% because they'll start at 0 against Mars Poly. But if K Mullen's able to find a solid back air, forward smash, we saw that they were able to land the neutral B. Going up against Mars Poly, I'd much rather have 3 stocks than 2.
I don't disagree with you, my friend. There's that DI that we've been talking about the entire time. Saw recovery, but the knee. I pushes them over. Ooh. By mere inches do they keep on living. He's gonna win it out. No, he steps into it. Sky, you fool.
No! Not like this. That roll doesn't go that far for Captain Falcon, unfortunately, and that could be the stock of the entire match. K Mullen, though, they may not be done yet here. 119, there is a bit they have to watch out for, but if they're able to keep piecing together these forward airs and chipping away, they could potentially take another stock. And that would be great for Alfred State's ability to close out the series.
Ooh, because if that's so, then Alfred State just gets everything okay. All right, I guess we take those then.
Got a little bit of style points back. I appreciate that, because sometimes like when stuff happens, like what happened to Sky's first stock, they're like rolling into the neutral B. Especially Captain Falcon players, they like to kind of get back at you with a little bit of pizzazz. They're like, oh, okay, you got that, but then I'm gonna land this parry down to them. I'm gonna land, this knee, get some kind of, a response of sorts. At the end of the day, though, I feel like the damage has been done. I gotta give huge props to Alfred State. Really showing up here for game number 3. They made all the adjustments that they needed, not only in terms of their individual play, but in changing their ordering around. And this is tasking a player of the caliber of Mars Poly with only going through 2 stocks is way better than making him go through 9.
Yes, sir. Like you said, just making sure that he is fulfilling the position that best suits his fit. And the position of anchor, I find, suits him perfectly fine. As I believe both the players are almost about ready to get into as well. Sky, knowing he's at a stock disadvantage, Mars Poly, knowing that he has to show up here for his team. Both fates rest in the balance for what is to come between this match.
Oh no. Not the Joy-Con. Not the
Would ask producer Colton to charge his battery. because I think that's pretty important.
You know,
Or
thinking
if
about
not-
this final game, Ravish, it really makes me
So,
compare crew battles to having pitchers in baseball, where it's like
okay.
Mars Polly's your closer.
Yeah.
It's top of the 8th. You have a lead. Why not bring in your hot hand at the back half, ready to go at 100%, firing on all cylinders against an opponent who might be worn down a little bit, down a stock? Sometimes it's better to do that than have the strong arm come out there at the top of the first at the very beginning of the game and try to have him pitch all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Marge Polly is going to embody the concept of a closer here.
And he might also embody Sky as well. But
Hey, Sky might return the favor now. Now, two things to keep in mind here. Marge Polly took so many stocks over the course of game number 1 with offbeat forward airs where someone thought they were just going to be able to double jump and up B back to the stage for free, and out of nowhere there's a plumber in their face dunking them out of nowhere. Sky has to be aware of that, and Sky does a really good job of preserving their stocks and watching out for kill moves. There was a rare exception in that last game, rolling into the neutral beam. That was an outlier, but for the most part, they're really good about their positioning. So this might not be the walk in the park that Marge Polly and their skills so far might suggest.
and like you said, Marge Polly, this is it. And for Sky as well, this is also it. 2 stocks to 3. 1-1 between these two teams. If they're able to get those nasty spikes you saw before, and we're rightfully on FD between them. We'll see if we'll see if Sky has their pipes fixed, or will Marge Polly go to Knee City?
Sky's trying to pack their bags. Come on out. It's beautiful this time of year. Forward throw. Sky's able to roll back in. Gets the neutral for the moment. Marge Polly doesn't seem to have slowed down at all. Gets the jab lock. Oh! Like a frame 2 tops off of that forward smash. I love the attempt. Marge Polly showing some lethality here.
Solid stuff, like you say. That's a clean hits in between them. He's kind of just running Sky a little bit across the entire map. I just making sure that every single time you get to the middle of the stage, just knocked off one after another. But Sky looking for a little bit of a momentum shift, not able to find it. And yet again, we're back in the position where Marge Polly can now look with the kill switch on Sky.
Yeah, this has to become one of those situations where slow and steady wins the race. If you're Marge Polly, you're up a stock, you have plenty of time, you do not need to overextend, you do not need to rush things. Because stepping into a random back air or a forward air from Captain Falcon is how you get a stock deleted. No need to overextend. Just keep playing. You're doing well. Keep them off stage. Chip away. That's exactly what Marge Polly's... Oh! The remix.
Like you're saying, come off stage, chip away, wait for him to step back on, and then just spike him off the stage. I think we'll take those. But now, Sky can play with absolutely no fear. One stock left completely on him. If he can somehow bring this back with a massive Herculean effort, it would be a testament to the level of St. Peter's. But my friend, we're stepping in minigame number 1 back yet again. The up Bs have come out to play.
Marge Polly doing a pretty solid Dark Wizzy impersonation right now. They were looking for the up air chain into the spike. I like it. Roll away. Sky on their tournament stock at 98% and has to go through 3 off of Marge Polly. These are some long odds, but if there's one player that could do it, it would be Sky Dash Attack. Not going to be able to pick up stock number 1. Forward throw. The slow and steady concept is paying off big time here for Marge Polly.
And he might rightfully so be able to take this one yet again without dropping a single stock. I've heard this guy get fucking kicked, taking him off stage, but now it's about the edge guard game. Let's get back on. March Paul has a huge hit here. Oh, tries to go to disrespect yet again. Cannot find the dunk, but not both of them. But with these big swings, March Pauly has to get back on. Not be both of these players. We case them down to the possible metaphorical shadow realm.
March Pauly can more than afford to just be a little wild with it now and really challenge some of these approaches. You got two other stocks to play with. At 159, there's a lot this guy needs to watch out for. Falcon kick does pick up stock number one. They're not out of the woods yet at all, and the up smash will confirm it. March Pauly is able to seal things and bring it home for their team. Alfred State is your winner.
Bringing it back, like, by the end of it was 1-1, 2 in a row for Alfred State. I think realistically, only one decision really allowed them to, one, get here, and two, be that difference maker, which is putting March Pauly first. Bad idea. And we're gonna question about it. I promise you we will. So while we load them up here, Al, did you have any final words for us before we talk to him or no?
Obviously, the player order had a huge part to play over the course of the series, but I definitely would commend the rest of Alfred State for making the adjustments necessary that they needed to come up big, especially in game number 3. I think one thing that I've really come to appreciate about this kind of format is that there is time to communicate and make adjustments. And it definitely seemed like Alfred State kind of huddled together as a team rather than just put everything on March Pauly's back. And it's like, all right, what happened over the course of game 1 and 2? What adjustments can we make? And I think the results speak for themselves. Game number 1, March Pauly had to run it back 7 stocks to only have 2 for game number 3. That is the rest of the team stepping up in a big way. So I think props all around for Alfred State University. Job well done.
Yes, sir. Agree with you more. With that being said, we're going to speak to Alfred State University in a little bit with our winners interview. See you right back here on ECAC.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' as kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out to finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' as kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out to finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head. What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth, years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth, years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head. What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground and the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back yet again. We do have our winners interview with the entire squad of ASC. Gentlemen, come on down.
What's up?
See, Ravish, it's not three people in a tall trench coat. See?
You're right. I was proven wrong. I was convinced it was literally just three of y'all all stacked one top other playing on one controller, but I'm glad I was proven wrong. I'm just saying. So clearly y'all y'all are phenomenal players on your own right though. So I'll go ahead and start y'all off with question number 1. Yo, Paulie, fam, how many spikes you think you got throughout these 3 sets, man? Because that was kind of gross.
Wait, I got spikes.
How many spikes you got?
Wait, did I throw or did I just land?
You actually got spikes. Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't really keeping track. I was just kind of doing them.
You're going for it on instinct.
You see, as a Mario main, we just kind of subconsciously run off the map in forward air and then come back, no matter what happens.
Is that so?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
A lot of the time it works, some are real too.
Yo, I mean, forward airs and up airs are literally your bread and butter from what I saw, bro. I swear to God, you did 3 moves, fam, but you did them beautifully, which is what matters.
That and neutral air. Like, the characters that have like the kicking neutral air, those ones are like really, really strong for no reason. Mm-hmm. And so I decided to for once actually try to use it. So I guess it paid off in a way. I was able to get a few jab blocks in too, which was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I was impressed by that. I got the main question that I have for you guys is you went through quite the emotional roller coaster over the course of this series. The long comeback from March Piley in game 1. Game 2 didn't go so hot. Game 3. One thing I want to know, what adjustments did you guys actively try to make going into game number 3? Because it seemed like you all made adjustments outside of just changing the order. I think everyone's level of play stepped up. Do you guys communicate about things you're seeing and what adjustments each of you can make?
Want me to answer that one?
I can talk about this.
Here you go.
Are you gonna talk about the Falcon?
All right.
Hey, so I'm the captain of the team, Stario. So going into sorry. So going into game 2 and game 3, so after that long drawn out game, we took a little chill after the stream had a break. We're like, all right, game plan. Let's reorganize, let's rethink. Let's see what worked the first game. Let's try to see what works and going into game 3. And so after doing that, I think each player, K Mullen, J-Rod, and Marge Polly really came through. So they each gave their all, and I'm really proud. Great, amazing job.
You should be proud. I'm definitely happy for you guys because one of the things I definitely noticed is that all 3 of you kind of stepped up in a big way going into game number 3. So props to you all making those adjustments, taking those moments to chill. I think they're always big moments in formats like this. So good job on staying in the fight, man. I'm impressed.
Yeah. Final question for y'all real quick. Yo. Game 2. Why put March 22nd? Just answer me that. No. What happened? No. Why?
So I'm gonna be honest. I have never done an instant VOD playback until now. because I was adjusting myself in the back. I'm like, all right, let me see, get a better view. I come around, Lucian's dead. I'm just like, what? So after that game's done, I hit the replay. I'm like, what happened? Apparently, he homie stopped. I don't know why, but that's Kyle's play. That's Kyle's strat. It worked out for him. It worked out for him. In fact, Kyle, speak up about it.
Step up to the mic, homie.
Well, so I originally thought I landed on the platform there, so I thought I'd jump. Obviously, that went wrong.
Yeah.
As everyone saw. But I think the SD there gave me more of a reason to fight harder, especially in that last stock with DDD, and then the first two stocks with Falcon. Gave me more of a fight.
See what I say? See, he lost his stock on purpose to put himself under pressure.
I was out thinking the opponent there. That's all it was.
Ravish, I was gonna give it to you. I was like, see, dangerous
That went through
man
your
out
mind?
here
Yeah.
just put himself under pressure. Okay.
See, it all worked out. I respect it, and of course, final question for y'all here. Anything you want to say to the people watching at home?
I do have one thing to say. This is for the Captain Falcon that we were versing.
Yeah.
Bro, you're scary. You're scary, bro. I think that was like the first time in my life I've ever been terrified to play someone. Like normally I try to do like a more like rush down kind of play style, but that man made me play like so passive. So I gotta say he was really good, and he was a really big challenge for us.
Yeah, my man Sky was nasty.
You guys showing respect to your opponents. I think at the end of the day, that's what this is all about, having fun. You guys came up big, though. Huge congratulations. Any shout-outs, anything else?
I'm shouting out myself on Instagram at It's March Polly. So if y'all want to follow me, you can.
On IG, bro, get on Twitter. What are you guys doing?
Bro, my mom
What's
doesn't
up?
watch.
I'm saying you guys are on IG, bro. Get on Twitter. What are you guys doing?
Bro, I'm on Twitter, bro.
Twitter is straight.
As a matter of fact, at me at Restario, word 2. I draw sometimes, but never.
On the occasion. Yo, where's that logo though?
Anyway.
No.
That's crazy.
All right,
Yeah,
Alfred State. Good job tonight, guys. Enjoy the victory. See you later.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
All right, now I think they're all about ready to go. I think they can all say that they can now sleep. Some of them got work to do, so try situation to be in. But I think I hope they feel good about the win they just got.
Absolutely. I think that's going to round it out here for us, though. An amazing 3-game series. Catch you guys next week. And also tune in for the rest of the week. We got Overwatch, Rocket League, a bunch of stuff. Get involved. We'll see you there. Take it easy.
It's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out to finish this bid. We finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big. Jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little. My God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big. The only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine. Now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broken, I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big. Foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.